doesn't bottom out too hard. A couple spots it kind of gets it, but yeah, I wish we would qualify better. But I'm looking forward to it all.
Okay, so Austin Cedric said you can tell a good racetrack if there's a certain car in it you like to look forward to every lap. Is there one here for you?
Yeah, I've always liked the transition from like 3 to 4, kind of that blind, kind of over the hill type thing. I've always enjoyed that corner, kind of guessing where you're going. So that makes it pretty fun. Yeah.
Do you get in the rhythm on this course, or do you feel like you have to concentrate because it looks like you're going to be, swerving into a wall or something? Like, how hard is that, or are you so used to it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you get in a rhythm a lot, no matter what track it is, no matter what layout or style. You kind of get in your own rhythm and your own little world. That's easy to do when you're running by yourself, in practice and even in the race if you're kind of no one around you. But the tricky part is when everyone starts, when you start racing people, right? Then it gets you out of your rhythm, and you have to adapt to racing somebody because it's a different line that you run, normally than if you were by yourself. So that part you have to be able to change up a good bit. But I like to think that we can do that pretty quickly because we just do it all the time.
Because you're a professional.
I don't know about professional, but we just do this.
How different was the turn 4 without the rumble strips, and was that a good move? And how much do you think you guys will go out wide in the race?
Yeah, I think it was a really good move. I mean, you can see us. You kind of just aim at it. You used to see us hitting the inside curb a lot, kind of getting that air time because it would help you turn, and you needed it. Now, the car has a little bit more grip than before, brakes are better, and you kind of just shoot for that new pavement in the runoff. You kind of just blow the corner and I'm going to go out there. So, be a little bit different. I'm curious to see how it races. I think it's going to be fine. It's smoother. It's a really easy transition, so you don't have that kind of people jumping, and I think it's better than what it was as far as people running side by side there and kind of launching over that curb, and I think there's going to be less incidents over there, but I think the racing is going to be pretty good.
How do you look at Nashville after you have a break?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about Nashville for a little bit, and I think it's going to be hopefully a good track for this car. Hopefully it widens out like we did a little bit last year. It can't go much worse than what it was for us last year there. We blew a brake rotor, and that wasn't any fun, so it can't go any worse. But I look forward to going there. It did a good job last year as far as the fan turnout, and hopefully the track widens out. That's one of the biggest things that would make it a good race.
It is a pretty good show, right?
I think so. I mean, heck, I stood in Gateway last week and told you that it's going to be single file, one lane, and then I ate my words, and we were 3 lanes, 4 lanes out there. So I'm just going to keep doing that because I don't mind getting proven wrong when it helps the racing out. But I think last year put on a pretty good show, and I think that track's going to be fine. It just got to lay rubber.
Ryan, you're the all-star winner. Do you feel like there's a win coming to punch your playoff ticket sometime soon? You're doing everything right, just not getting the results yet.
I hope so. I mean, I hope we can get in victory lane soon. I thought we had a great shot at it last week, and we didn't execute very good the last pit stop, and kind of gave it away. And our cars are getting to a point to where they need to be, and you need to capitalize on that stuff. You need to capitalize when your car is super fast like we were last week, and control all the things that we can control. And the flat tire we couldn't, but we did a good job recovering from that. But then the last pit stop we can definitely control that, and we kind of blew that one. So hopefully we get in victory lane soon. I mean, I give the All-Star win away for a normal win just to lock into the playoffs. So I think we're close. It's just, gosh, you got to keep fighting because things change every week and other teams find stuff, and you got to capitalize on moments when your car's fast.
How many more winners do you think we'll see this season before the playoffs?
It's hard to say. I don't know. I've said for a while I could see them getting over 16, getting to 16. You just hope you're part of them.
Ryan, this is your first year with your new crew chief. We saw the season how you started off by almost winning the Daytona 500, and then having a consistent run all the way to this point, and how you were able to get the All-Star win. How would you overall evaluate how your season's gone so far?
Yeah, man, it's been a blast to work with Jonathan Hassler. He's been a great guy to work with, and incredibly smart, and we've done some really cool things so far. Just besides kind of getting victory lane. He's done a great job, and he's a pretty new crew chief. I mean, he crew chiefed half the year in the Wood Brothers car last year, the second half, and so he's still pretty new into it. But he and I get along great. we're a lot of the same kind of personality, so we kind of understand each other really well. So it's been a blast working with him, and all the guys on that group has been amazing. So looking forward to many years to come, and really can't wait to get in victory lane, for a points race here soon with those guys.
Next week is going to be an off week. Any plans?
I'm staying out here for the whole week. I've never spent any time really in the area besides racing, so I'm excited to kind of check it out. And a big group of us staying out here, so should be fun and nice. You got to capitalize on our one off week a year. So might as well, instead of flying home and flying somewhere, just stay out. So.
What are the plans for the off week when you're staying here in the North Bay?
We'll go golfing, drink a bunch of wine. And that's probably the only two things we can do. Sit by a pool, I guess. Kind of relax.
Looking forward to past Nashville. We got Road America. Not a lot of road course experience with these cars just yet, but you were talking about Nashville opening up. Is that just because this car needs a wider track?
Yeah, I think it does need a wider track, and I think when it does get the wider track, it puts on great racing. It needs more lanes to kind of perform well, and we've seen that at Vegas, Montana, Charlotte was a great race. Gateway, where it just widens out. You look at Texas, and it didn't widen out. It was kind of a struggle of a race. So it's just the way these cars are, the way they're kind of built straight. You just need more air to the left side to kind of get the inside car going, or the behind car going. So that's the biggest thing, and hopefully we can work on that to where you can go to these tracks that maybe aren't as wide and still have good racing. Maybe that's something to look at for the off season, but that's just the biggest thing. Wider track, it suits these cars better, and they put on a really good show when it does.
So what are your expectations when you get to Road America?
Well, yeah, the road course stuff is completely different. I thought these cars were okay at COTA, as far as like in traffic. Here, I think they'll be a little bit better because they're going slower here than COTA, and it's more kind of a mechanical grip thing because the track's so slick. Road America's kind of the same way. It's really worn out and slick. The Glen might be a different story because it's really fast and relying on aero, but I enjoy Road America. Obviously, it's a big race for Menards and John and everybody, so I love the area. And so hopefully it goes great, but I look forward to going up there. They're big race fans up there, and it's cool we have a cup race.
Ryan, I'm curious. You're running SRX for a few times this year. What's so fun? Gonna be so fun about racing your dad in that series coming up here?
Yeah, being able to run against Dad, at Sharon at his track in Ohio, where he grew up. I used to sell tickets there when I was a kid, and so that's a really special track, and it's going to be really cool to race my dad. And you never know if you're going to ever get that opportunity again. So I couldn't pass up on it, and I was really thankful that Penske let me do it. He was going to let me do it, and get me from Pocono to Sharon and back in time. But yeah, we've raced against each other twice, and we're 1-1 right now. So I think this one might be the deciding factor and the permanent bragging rights. So we'll see, but it's going to do a great. It's going to be not only fun for us, but it's going to do the Speedway really well. It's going to make the Speedway some money, and keep the short tracks kind of alive and healthy. So I just hope it doesn't rain. I hope it doesn't rain out there and I can't make it. So that's the only thing I got my fingers crossed.